Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to start our topic measurement of computer. Right? Okay, a binary digit is commonly referred to as a bit. I have discussed in the previous class. We have discussed that the smallest unit of the computer memory is a bit. It could be either 0 or 1. That is the smallest thing that we do in computers. So when we are talking about the combination of bits, the smallest combination that we have is 8 bits, and that is normally referred as byte. We say that this is byte. The byte is the smallest unit of memory in computer. So if we are calculating some units and we say that we have to measure it in computer memory, we will use the smallest term, that is byte. Some computers use large byte, but they are always multiple of 8. We say that some computers are 16-bit computers, 32-bit computers, and these days we are also uh, listening that there are 64-bit computers, right? So after 32, we have 64-bit computers. 1 byte of the memory wouldn't allow you to store as much information. Therefore, memory size is measured in the following multiples. So हमारे पास जो है ना जब भी we are comparing the memory and we say that कि हम इसको compare करेंगे या इसको measure करेंगे तो bytes is a very little information. So bytes से ज़्यादा भी information हमें required होती है. So some of the term before going toward byte, we may discuss and then we'll go toward the other terminologies as well. So we are talking about the bit. In the previous class, we also discussed that what is bit. The bit is the smallest unit of memory in digital computer, and we stand for the binary digit 0 or 1. And we have also discussed that the 0 is always used when we say that we need to turn anything off, and when we need to turn anything on we use 1, and 1 is always used to turn anything on. The memory of the computer consists of millions of memory or electronic cells. Every cell that can store 0 and 1, it consists of like this, and we can store either 1 or either 0 in that cells. So in computer we have millions of memory cells like this that can store my binary 0 or 1. Each cell contains what bit information. The memory cell has two states, on and off. The on state is represented by binary 1 and off state is represented by binary 0. So now come toward the byte. The byte is the basic unit of computer memory, and it is the minimum piece of data that can be processed by the computer. So you have to remember this thing, that byte is the very little information that can be processed by the computer. It is the minimum piece of data that can be processed. Group of 8 bits is known as a byte. So we have to combine 8 bits to form a byte. It is a combination of 8 bits. 1 byte of the memory is required to store one character in the computer. For example, capital A, small b, star A, etc. So if we say that if we turn the capital A into binary digits, we first come to know that what is the decimal equivalent of A. So decimal equivalent of A is 65, right? So we turn 65 into binary digit. In the previous class, we have learned that how to convert a decimal number or the Dandy system into binary numbers. So we have to turn the first digit on, that is of 64 bits, turn all of the other bits to 0, and last digits to 1. So we convert this character A into binary numbers. So this is the binary number which will be known as capital A. Whenever we type the capital A in memory, it takes this forms, right? When we go toward the letter B will be the decimal character 66. And in 66, we have the binary number 1000010. So this number will be known as capital B. So we will take a deep look on these characters in the next lectures. But for the information, I have discussed that if we represent the capital A, we will use the character, the number 65 and 65. When we convert the 65 into binary number, we will get this forms. And when we convert the 66 into numbers, then we get this form, and this is equal to capital B. A byte is generally used to express the memory size of the computer. So byte is always used to what the memory size of computer we are using. Computer memory is measured in terms of bytes. The higher unit of the kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, and terabyte, and we will also look on this these forms in a table form as well in the next slides. Okay, we move toward the next, and we're now discussing the exabyte and others. Okay, this is the table that you have to remember. And first thing that we have learned that the smallest unit is bit. Before this table, we know that this is a bit, and bit consists of ones and zeros. It's a combination of one and zeros. So when we are talking about the 1 byte, it consists of 8 bits. This is the form which only combination of 8 bits. Rest of the others will never use the combination of 8 bits. It will use the combination of 1024, and rest of the all other terms will use the same terminologies. So the after byte we have kilobyte. Kilobyte is consists of 1024 of bytes. If we have 1024 bytes, we will get 1 kilobyte. 1 megabyte is equal to 1024 of kilobytes. 1 gigabyte is equal to 1024 of megabytes. If we have 1024 of megabyte, we will get 1 gigabyte. 1 terabyte is equal to 1024 of gigabytes. Petabyte consists of 1024 of terabyte, and we have the exabyte, zettabyte, and yottabyte. And till yottabyte, I think it will be enough. We have more terminologies, but for your information, we will restrict to yottabyte. In market, terabyte is quite familiar, and when in the market we say petabyte and exabyte, there you will not able to find any device which consists of petabyte or exabyte or yottabyte even. We will have the hard drives in the market which consist of terabytes. And for you, you have to remember this table. You know, this will be very helpful for the future exercises, and in computer terminology, you have to know that what terminologies are you using and what they consist of. Okay, to give some idea of the scale of this number, a typical data transfer rate using the internet is 32 megabits. You know, that is a combination of 4 MB. If you have the internet which have the 4 MB speed, your 32 megabits connection, then we can say that if you are downloading a 40 MB file, it will take only 10 seconds to transfer the data, right? Most hard disk system in the computer are 1 or 2 TB in size. So a 2 TB memory could store over 500,000 of 4 MB photos. You know, this much of data you can store on a 2 TB memory, which have the one photo which consists of 4 MB, and they will combine a half of millions of such photos. You know, it should be pointed out here that there are some confusion in the naming of the memory sizes. You know, we have uses the one IEC. IEC stands for International Electrotechnical Commission. They have some conventions, and now these conventions are adopted in some organization. So there's an organization IEC which have forms a convention that you have to measure the memory terminologies in some kind of a form. And now we are discussing that what this form is. So in the previous slide we have discussed this manufacturers, no? Some manufacturer of the computer memories. When they are manufacturing computer memory, they use a terminology like 1 kilobyte is equal to 1000 bytes instead of 1024, right? When they use 1 megabytes, they use thousand bytes. When they use 1 gigabytes equal to thousand bytes, and when we are using the terabytes, we include three more zeros, thousand bytes, and so on. So they are manufacturers actually not following the 1024 convention. They are following the 1000 terminology. That is the reason when you are actually buying the 8 GB or the 16 GB memory stick from the market, and when you attach it to the computer, you get that it have the size of not 8 GB or the 16 GB. It is less than 16 GB or 8 GB. So this is the reason that when the manufacturers manufacture the devices, they use the terminologies of 1000 bytes instead of 10245. And whenever computers calculate those things, it use the 1024 terminologies. And when they calculate the memory, it will result in the reduction of the memory size. So we won't able to get the 40 GB size as 40 GB, which will be shown on the computer. Rather than it will be displayed as 39 or 37 point some GBs in the computer. So IEC convention for the computer internal memory include RAMs become like this: 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024 byte, 1 megabyte is equal to 1024 into 1024, that is equal to 1048,576 bytes. 1 gigabyte is equal to multiplying the 1048,567 by 1024, and we will get this memory. And if we multiply this with 1024 again, and we will get this memory. So this is the basic difference that in the previous slide we discussed that it consists of 1000 bytes, and this is the major difference, that these bytes are not represented when the manufacturers are manufacturing these devices. So as we goes on to the memory and we increase from kilobyte to megabyte and gigabyte and terabyte and petabyte, the difference will goes on, and the difference will be a lot more than the manufacturer have manufactured the devices with the terminologies. So they also says that the IEC terminologies are not universally used, and this textbook will use more conventional terms. Your textbook that we are using in this syllabus won't follow the IEC terminologies, and they will go to the more conventional terms. So we are not restricted, we are not binded to follow the 1024 byte terminologies. We may often follow the 1000 bytes in the memory. So don't be confused. We will use the simplest terminologies in the later chapters. So, okay, this is a very simple examples related to information which is stored in the register. So this register consists of 8 bits, and it have stored some information of ones and zeros. So it is very generally understandable that there is a register which consists of 8 bits and stores some information. We are not decoding this information. This information is stored in the register, and it might be used to control some devices or the control system in some kind of a device. We may say that when computers or microprocessors are used to control devices such as robots, registers are used part of the control system. The following example describe how register can be used in controlling a simple device. So we may assume that this is information which is used to control some kind of a simple device. Okay, this is a simple robot vacuum cleaner which have 3 wheels. Wheel A, this is a wheel A. wheel B, and wheel C. It have three wheels. So A rotates on a spindle to allow for direction changes as well as forward and backward movement. So A have the rotation toward right and left for the direction, and it move forward and backwards. So A have more combination and more functionalities, that it rotates towards right and left, and it also have the rotation forward and backward. B and C are fixed to revolve around their axis to provide only forward and backward direction. Okay, the B have only forward and backward direction, no right and left direction. Similarly for the C, backward and the forward direction, no right or left direction. To move toward the right or left, we can only use the A wheel. A wheel will be used as a direction. You can assume that in the rickshaw, they are just turning the front wheel toward the right and left and to get the attained directions. But there is no direction control on the wheel B or wheel C. So this is a similar to the robot vacuum, which is used for the vacuum cleaning purposes. So this is a register, 8-bit register, and you have to follow that what each register is doing. So we are talking about the first register. First register will use to turn the motor B on. If we have one on this motor, it will turn on. Motor B off. If we send one over here, then we have to send zero over here. So if this have one, then this will have zero. When this is one, this register will have zero. So this is used to control the motor B. You can assume that this is a switch which has the functionality of turning the things on and off. To turn something on, we have to send the one toward one this green area. One will be sent toward this to turn this on, or one will be sent toward the motor B to turn it off. Then the second two register will reflect the motor C to turn on and off. Then third register will be for motor B's direction, backward or forward. And the last are used for the C direction, backward or forward. Okay. If the register contain the above value, this means the motor B is on and motor C is on, and both motors are turning to produce forward motions. हम इस छोटे से रोबोट को डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. इस रोबोट की फंक्शनैलिटी है कि इसमें 3 व्हील्स लगे हुए हैं. इस व्हील्स में जो कॉम्बिनेशन हमारे पास के हमारे पास जो ए है, ये इसकी फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड मूवमेंट है. फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड मूवमेंट इसकी मोटर के थ्रू है. बी के साथ भी मोटर है, सी के साथ भी मूवमेंट. लेकिन ए जो है ये राइट एंड लेफ्ट की तरफ मूव हो सकता है. बी और से फिक्स है. ठीक है. और जो ए है हमारे पास, इसकी राइट और लेफ्ट की जो डायरेक्शन होगी ये कंट्रोल होगी बी को ऑन या ऑफ करने से या सी को ऑन ऑफ करने से. अगर बी वाइल जो व्हील है ये टर्न ऑन है और सी को हमने ऑफ कर दिया है और ए भी फॉरवर्ड के अंदर मूव कर रहा है, बी भी फॉरवर्ड मूव कर रहा है, ए भी अगर मूव कर रहा है, तो अब देखिए किस तरफ हमारी मूवमेंट होगी. ठीक है. अगर हमारा व्हील बी जो है ये ऑन हो जाता है और ये सिर्फ फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन के अंदर है, व्हील सी इज ऑफ, ये मूव नहीं कर रहा, तो हमारे पास जो व्हील ए है इसकी डायरेक्शन कुछ यूं हो जाएगी और यूं होने के बाद ये लेफ्ट साइड की तरफ मूव होना शुरू हो जाएगा. सिमिलरली अगर हमारे पास इसी तरह व्हील सी जो है ये हमारे पास ऑन होता है और व्हील बी ऑफ हो जाता है, तो ये जो हमारा व्हील है इसकी डायरेक्शन हो जाएगी राइट साइड. जब ये राइट साइड पे इसकी डायरेक्शन हो जाएगी तो हमारे जो रोबोट है ये राइट साइड पे मूव होना शुरू हो जाएगा. जब व्हील बी जो है ये हमारे पास ऑन के बजाय ऑफ होगा और जो व्हील सी है ये हमारे पास ऑन होगा, ठीक है, इसने हमारे पास ऑन हो जाना। तो इन सूरत में इसकी जो मूवमेंट है वो राइट साइड पे हो जाएगी, ठीक है। तो इन चीज़ों को आपने ब्रीफली डिस्क्राइब करना है, यू नीड टू डिस्क्राइब कि हमारे पास ये जो मूवमेंट हो रही है ये कैसे हो रही है। तो मोटर बी, जैसे ये हमारे पास छोटा सा एक रजिस्टर था, इस रजिस्टर के अंदर हमने डिस्क्राइब किया है कि आपके पास ये मूवमेंट कैसे हो रही है। तो दैट मूवमेंट इज, जिसको डिस्क्राइब करना हो इन वर्ड्स, वी से दैट मोटर बी इज ऑन। अगर इसको वर्डिंग में हम डिस्क्राइब करें तो मोटर बी इज ऑन, इन रजिस्टर को पढ़ने के साथ हमने कहा मोटर सी इज ऑन, यहाँ पे भी हमने ये बात कर ली। मोटर बी डायरेक्शन फॉरवर्ड है, मोटर सी की डायरेक्शन फॉरवर्ड है, तो हमने यहाँ पे लिख दिया बोथ मोटर्स आर टर्निंग टू प्रोड्यूस फॉरवर्ड मोशन। इतना सा टेक्स्ट जो है ये आपने इसको डिस्क्राइब करना, ठीक है। तो अब आते हैं अपनी एक्टिविटी की तरफ, दैट इज एक्टिविटी 1.3।
सर जो आपने मगर जो पहले जो बोर्ड वाला समझाया है, फिर उसमें तो ए और बी दो टायर्स थे, और जो अभी अपने टेबल दिखाया उसमें तो सिर्फ मतलब बी, दो मतलब बी टायर्स थे।
यस, बी एंड सी, हमारे पास जो ए है ना, ए की डायरेक्शन जो है, ए की डायरेक्शन के साथ ये समझें कि ये सिर्फ रोटेट हो रहा है राइट और लेफ्ट की तरफ, फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड ये मूव हो सकता है, बट विद द पावर ऑफ बी एंड सी। हमारे पास जो मोटर्स है ना वो यहाँ पे सिर्फ अटैच्ड है, इनके साथ मोटर लगी हुई है। व्हील बी एंड सी फिक्स, मोटर अटैच्ड, व्हील ए ओनली रोटेट्स। लेकिन इसके साथ क्योंकि व्हील लगा हुआ है ना, ये फॉरवर्ड बैकवर्ड मूवमेंट करेगा, बट इनकी पावर के साथ, ठीक है। तो पावर सोर्स जो है ना हमारे पास मोटर्स का, वो बी और सी के साथ है, इनके साथ पावर लगी हुई है, इनके साथ मोटर लगी हुई है, लेकिन व्हील ए के साथ कोई मोटर नहीं। तो इसलिए व्हील ए में दाएं या बाएं मूव होना है डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द टर्निंग ऑन एंड ऑफ ऑफ बी एंड सी। अगर दोनों टर्न ऑन है तो स्ट्रेट जाएगा, अगर दोनों में से एक ऑन है तो ये उसकी उल्ट डायरेक्शन की तरफ मूवमेंट शुरू हो जाएगा, ठीक है।
ओके।
ठीक है, ओके, हम आगे चलते हैं। ओके, ये छोटा सा काम है, हमारे पास ये रजिस्टर्स हैं, वी हैव रजिस्टर्स व्हिच कंटेन द फॉलोइंग वैल्यूज। तो अब आपने इन फॉलोइंग वैल्यूज को डिस्क्राइब करना है। मैं आपकी गूगल क्लासरूम में इस एक्टिविटी को रिप्लेस कर दूंगा, आपने इसको फिर आंसर करना होगा वहाँ पे। मैं आपको यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ कि आपने करना क्या है। हमारे पास ये रजिस्टर हैं, तो आपने इनको फॉलो करते हुए बताना है कि अगर हमारे पास ये वाला, हमने कहा था ना कि ये वाली किसी एक रजिस्टर के लिए वैल्यूज हैं, ये किसी एक रजिस्टर के लिए हैं, ये फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन के लिए, ये भी फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन के लिए, ठीक है। तो आपने यहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन करना है कि यहाँ पे मोटर बी ऑन है, यहाँ पे मोटर सी ऑफ है, यहाँ पे उसकी फॉरवर्ड या बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन है, यहाँ पे भी फॉरवर्ड एंड बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन है। इसी तरह आपने इसको भी एक्सप्लेन करना है, जैसे हमने प्रीवियस इस स्लाइड में एक्सप्लेन किया है ना, ये चीज हमने डिस्क्राइब की, ये वाली चीज आपने इस तरह की टर्मिनोलॉजी जो है इनके साथ भी लिखनी है। क्लियर है ईमान एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द क्लास?
यस सर।
मोइस, आपका भी क्लियर है ना बेटा? आप रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहे। ओके, शायद उनका माइक में प्रॉब्लम है। ओके, similar goes with the B and similar goes with the third question. Okay, okay, what would the register contain if only motor C was on and the motors were turning in the backward directions? अब ये इसने यहाँ पर टर्म आपको बता दिए कि आपके पास रजिस्टर में क्या वैल्यूज होंगी कि जिससे हमारे पास मोटर सी सिर्फ ऑन हो, और जो है हमारी जो मोटर्स हैं ये बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में मूव कर रही हो। अब आपने ये जो ऊपर वाले रजिस्टर की वैल्यूज है ना, इसको पढ़ते हुए आपने खुद आंसर करना है कि इसके रजिस्टर में कौन सी वैल्यूज हों कि ये वाला रिजल्ट प्रोड्यूस हो जाए। Similarly, what would the register contain if motor B and C were both on, but motor B was turning in the backward direction and motor C was turning in the forward direction? और इसका क्या इफेक्ट होगा कि अगर सारे के सारे रजिस्टर्स के अंदर हम वैल्यूज 1 लिखते हैं। तो इसके लिए मैं आपकी एक्टिविटी क्लास में स्केड्यूल कर रहा हूँ, ये आपने कल तक इन क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करके अपलोड कर देना होगा, ठीक है। तो मैं अभी के लिए यहाँ का सेशन जो है आज का यहीं पे एंड करते हैं, कल इंशाल्लाह इसको यहीं से कंटिन्यू करेंगे।